Well made. All right, last but not least, rad program. Take a look at this. This is real deal kind of stuff. Police officers dressed up in some funky looking suits. The rad program, though, stands for Rape Aggression Defense System. It's a self-defense program specifically designed for women. And again, it's about what happens if, God forbid, you find yourself under attack. And this program is all about helping you answer that question. And they teach you how to prepare yourself and basically answer the question what to do. Again, if somebody comes up to you and tries to what have you. And look at this. Again, the guys are in the suits and they're teaching folks, listen, something happens. You need to react, respond, and get out of harm's way. So interested in the RAD program. I think they're going to have a couple of classes coming at the end of the summer. Call Mike Charbonnier at the Crime Stopper Unit, 343-4826. All right, now, we're talking about great stuff. We're going to talk about some more great stuff. But you're looking again. This is yesterday's Globe. How cute is this kid with the racket? I believe he's listening to you. Is he? Yeah, you?
Yeah. Well, that's not me. That's one of the other officers that was there participating. He's there every week. It's been great.
He's captivated by somebody.
Him, because he has no choice but to listen. You know.
But we're talking about, again, yesterday's Globe. This is a program, Frank Williams, and Frankie's here now. And it's about teaching life lessons by teaching tennis.
Yeah.
And great article.
Thank you.
Did you read it?
I once or twice.
You came in with a stack of Globes. I didn't know if it was from yesterday or from today.
I'm not that proficient with the copy machine, so I just give out copies. It's like my shining moment in life. My daughter, who is one of my greatest fans, my son and my daughter, and is so proud of me. It's like, this is it.
What they say to you? Dad, nice job. Dad, well done.
The thing is, remember, they don't see me on the weekends.
Right.
Granted, she's at Tufts University, but she doesn't get to see me.
This is Frank Williams in the flesh now, everybody. That's what we're talking about. Oh yeah, you got a daughter at Tufts.
Yeah, daughter at Tufts,
which we just discussed with Jack Hart.
Right, and she's 19.
Phenomenal school.
I have a son who's 20 who's doing wonderful things and just looking for his little niche, and a little one who's 8 years old, and they're all happy.
Yeah.
But they don't get weekends with Dad because
his dad's doing tennis.
The tennis program.
Well, let's talk about the article real quick. Through tennis. You're making a difference. You're caring about some kids and trying to teach these kids some life lessons. What is it exactly?
What happened was when I was working over in Southie, when I first came over there from downtown, Captain Flaherty, who's now retired.
Good man.
Wonderful guy.
Shout out to Captain Flaherty. We're both big fans of Captain Flaherty.
Absolutely.
Recently retired.
Right. Good for him. And but I've been learning things from Flaherty for years. Yeah. Flaherty is one of those people. If he said something, he'd say it in passing.
Right.
But collect it and hold on to it and run with it because it was good stuff.
Right.
I've done well because of the words that he said to me. He's a good man. Can't thank him enough.
Yep.
But when I was working for him, I was doing the walking beat on Broadway. Yeah. And I was on the bicycle, riding up and down the street, and I'd ride through Development, D Street, et cetera. And I would just see kids doing nothing.
Right.
It kind of bothered me because I remember when we were kids, we had summer thing.
There was always something going on.
There was a summer thing program out of City Hall, Mayor's Office of Cultural Affairs and concerts. You always had something to do, and it was ABCD jobs.
You're right. Kids were working or playing in the park, playing hoops, BNBL, which of course is still around. But it seemed like kids were busier.
But you never saw a group of kids just sitting on a stump.
Right.
I mean, doing nothing, playing with a plant. So I saw a couple kids with
grass,
a plant. It's just like,
This
like,
what
are you guys doing? They're like, nothing. Like, you want to do something? They go,
yeah.
So I said, I'm going to come back and get you tomorrow. You be here, and we're going to go do something.
And this is what, a couple of years ago?
This is about 2 years ago. So I went and talked to the captain, told him what I wanted to do. I said, can I take some of these kids to play tennis? Can I put them in a cruiser? Can I put them in the van and just take them up to the park and hit some tennis balls with them? I have rackets and I have some balls. So he was like, yeah, it sounds nice. Go ahead. So I did.
So you get the green light. You got to sell it. Hey, Cap, I got an idea. These kids aren't doing anything. I'm on the walking beat. I'm getting to know them.
Yeah.
I don't know, call me crazy, but I think tennis would be a good way to.
We'll see.
Whatever.
Right. I mean, I had been on the board. I've been on the board of Sportsman's Tennis Club, which is at 950 Blue Lab. We'll talk about that some more as we go along. Yeah. There was a great program going on with Tom Desmond over in Charlestown. Charles Against Drug. Tom Desmond, great guy. Has a bunch of phenomenal players, and there's also the Tenacity program, which is also great. So Boston has some great tennis programs. Everything is different. Everything offers a different aspect.
Sure.
So I knew this one. I knew this one. I knew this one. So, but my thing was more. I really don't want any credit for anything. I just want to give these kids something to do. And
but safe to say, so you saw people using tennis for good, and you're like, you play the game.
my children went through the whole program.
Children played Sportsman Tennis, and be like, why can't I can do something here.
Children played at Sportsman's, Tenacities, and in Charlestown.
Wow.
So 3 programs that Boston had, my children had the benefit of going through, and they learned something from each one, because each one just has great stuff. There's great people there. So it's not this is better than that or that's better than this. They're all great.
Something good from each one.
And they're all reaching out and they're grabbing kids because our youth need something to do.
Sure they do.
I mean, the problem is when they don't have something to do, they find something.
Right.
And
Or
especially-
something dad finds them, sure.
Right, and I figure if I get these kids in Southie to come play tennis, I don't have to chase them.
Right. Or I know where they are.
Yeah, I know where they are.
But here's the thing, too. Once you get to know kids, and if something's going down, if there's trouble brewing, and you know the kids, you can be like, hey, guys, what's up? And you're like, hey, Officer Williams, Officer Frank, this is who I think it is, or this is what's going down.
Yeah.
But when you take that time to show them you care, and you invest some time in the relationship, good stuff comes from that.
And that's what it is. There are lots of kids there, but they don't want anything to do with you.
Yeah.
They don't want to deal with the police, and that's mainly because of the television and this and that. Or they've had bad experiences, or their friends have had bad experiences. Sure. It's a little different when you got on short pants and a shirt like this, and you're like, let me talk to you. You want to hit this ball? Or they'll come by and they'll see me with 4 kids on the court, and they'll come over there, want to hit some balls. And I can do that. That's easy.
But you almost got to find a way you got to find something you can agree on. Or something you can use as a tool to communicate and, again, build the trust. So you find 4.
I found 4, took them to play tennis, and afterwards bought them some sodas, and that was fine. Hooked up with Tom Desmond, who had this great idea. Tom said, let's take them to play tennis, then we'll get them pizza.
Sure.
Like, okay, pizza. Okay, but
so how many pizzas activity and food.
And food.
And the kids aren't paying.
I don't even think it was the tennis. I think it was the food.
Frank, I'm sure you're a great
Free
teacher.
pizza.
But, as a kid, even as an adult, I hear pizza, I'm like, okay, I'll be there.
Exactly. So we did that for myself and Tom, and we were bringing them to Mary Ellen McCormick projects where there were no nets.
Okay.
So I hit up Joe Curran and Bill McGonigal, let's speak for Parks and Recs. We got nets. We got the nets put up. They didn't fit.
Okay.
We went to Bill McGonigal. Actually, it goes even more than that. The winter came, so we really couldn't bring them there, but we still had kids. We had like 30 kids that wanted to play tennis.
So word's spreading quick, the pizza's free.
Pizza's free, tennis is
and
good,
this guy Frank
rackets.
is a good, Officer Williams is a good dude, and he's teaching us something kind of fun.
We're having fun.
And we're looking for something to do.
Right, and I would go into the Goodwill store on a regular basis because that was my walking beat.
Right.
And I said, can you guys give me some rackets? I got some kids, maybe I could give them the rackets. And they were like, sure, Frank, when the rackets come in, we'll give them to you. You take them and do it with your kids.
Awesome.
So then every one of my kids that had got rackets.
Right. So how many rackets did you get from Goodwill?
The Goodwill's probably giving me close to 100.
Hello.
100 rackets. So kudos to the Goodwill.
So kudos to Goodwill. Absolutely.
And actually, Goodwill has guaranteed that as many kids as we get, we'll give them rackets.
That's
and
phenomenal.
Our policy is if they come 5 times, they get their own racket.
Okay. So now you got pizza.
Pizza.
And if you show up 5 times, we're hooking you up with what you need to play the game of tennis, simply a racket. So I like this program.
Yeah, this way, now, if they want to play, they can play on their own.
Yeah.
Here's a can of balls, here's 2 rackets.
Yeah.
We have a lot of public courts.
Sure.
They can be out there, and it gives them something to do, and they use it. Goodwill organization has been great. Magoo's Pizza, we're not
Well, I was
paying.
going to ask you, because you're getting the pizza.
Well, in the beginning,
somebody's going to show you some love in the pizza.
It was very pricey. It got pricey every week. It was like not a whole detail went to pizza, but myself and Tom were sharing the expense. And we weren't recouping it, but we had to feel good.
Right.
And we were blessed.
Which is great.
We were blessed. We had kids who cared. They came. They did wonderful things. You spend a day with 20 or 30 kids. It occupies your mind for the week because they make you feel okay, especially they come back and they say thank you.
Yeah. Well, I got to touch on the pizza thing because I did a little stuff with the kids, and when officers like yourself are out there trying to do the right thing, and you stop by and they see you buying 20 pizzas. The police department is not for profit. No. You know what I mean? We're not a private sector situation. So if you see a police officer coming in and he's pulling money out of his pocket, help him out a little bit because he's trying to do the right thing. And if they can say, hey, listen, like you said, Magoo's Pizza, let's say it again. Thanks a lot. Because of you, we're making a difference in helping people out.